Hi guys, and welcome back. Today I'm coming at you with a couple of cybercrime cases. The first one is the actual of a 56-year-old New Jersey resident who pled guilty and was sentenced in federal court to relations to a charge of making restricted information publicly available. Basically, he actually posted online on Facebook and Twitter the address and information of a judge, of a district court judge, and he received 16 months in prison along with a supervised release, 3 years, and a fine of $5,000. And from this point forward, his internet presence will be limited. They will actually keep an eye on his actual internet presence and activities. He might even be banned from actually using specific social media sites, depending on the actual terms of his actual agreement. And they'll will take it away. They will consider the actual internet a privilege, not a right, a privilege. The second one is actually a hostage. I mean, a natural stalking. A little bit on the dark side, but it's coming at you at a stalking, cyber and actual physical and mental. A 50-year-old male from Iowa actually cyberstalked a Minnesota woman for nearly 2 years. He actually will spend the next 10 years behind bars. And according to this actual court document that was actually disclosed, uh, this started off in like the fall of 2017. The victim, who was living in Minnesota, actually met this actual 58-year-old male on a dating website. The two dated for about 7 months before the victim broke up with him. At that point, he began texting and emailing the actual victim constantly, sending her harassing messages. And in 2018, the actual victim obtained a non contact order prohibiting him from contacting her and anyone in her family. And he went on to harass and torment the victim over the course of the next approximately 2 years. That's a long time. And during the time, he created 5 fake profiles of this actual female victim, and the profiles contained names, photographs containing sexual and explicit messages about the victim. Um, Fake profiles were sent to over 80 friend requests to the victim's friends and family. And he also made dozens of flyers and yard signs which contained sexually explicit messages, photographs of the victim, and sexual explicit photographs of women appearing to be the victim. And he also put the actual name and phone number and address on these actual signs. And they were delivered to dozens of people, including the victim's children, extended family members, neighbors, friends, her employer, a priest, and a business she associated with. The yard signs were left in multiple places in town where the victim lives, including her employer's parking lot, her church lawn, and a popular restaurant she actually uh, ate at frequently. He also spray painted a sexually explicit message, including the victim's name, and on a business front store in her hometown. On other occasions, he texted the victim that she should call the police, basically taunting her because the cops weren't doing anything at this point. So then he was following her with his vehicle also, and for that he was actually arrested and spent a couple of days in county jail for this for actually following her. Just pointed out that even after he was arrested and released, he was undeterred by the arrest and continued to stalk and harass the victim for several months after that couple of days stint in the actual county jail. So um, they actually conducted a search warrant on this individual's place of business, and they seized all the actual tools and the materials and the actual projects that he was taking to yard sales and all that. They found all that actual supplies and built a case on this actual individual. And as far as the judge, he said he put it this way, like that: his conduct towards the victim and her family and friends was a form of mental torture and a form of public terrorism in a way. And I agree. I agree. Why involve your your family? Whatever you. I'm not saying that he should have just did her, but when you involve other people's families, that's you're stepping out of the line right there. And for this particular for the feds, there's no prison parole, and he got a few fines, and he, the actual, the district, I mean, the actual, the state attorney, he made a couple of comments that, it has to go, and it has to be done in this way, just for the fact that, just to deter other actual individuals from trying to do this, And he quoting him, he said, he will spend the next decade in a federal prison, protecting both his victim and the public from his malicious behavior. And I agree on that. And again, he will have to actually register all his social media accounts as if when he gets out, if he's even able to actually use the actual internet. Don't forget, the internet's a privilege; it's not a right. And he will have to actually give up a lot of actual his freedom from actually using the actual internet. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe.